Before we get into today's podcast, please, if you haven't already, could you check to see if you are subscribed? And if you're not, maybe you want to. It's free and it supports this podcast way more than you realise. Over half of the peaches that watch this on the regular are not subscribed. I just thought I'd put it out there. We can still be friends if you don't want to subscribe, just in case you just didn't think to click the button. Maybe go ahead and click it. Don't treat your wife like she's your partner. Treat her like she's your child. What kind of relationships are people in, Jamie?
Do you know what's so dumb? I'm sorry. You are being a dick. Like, massive.
My precious.
I gave myself the ick. Sorry.
He used to randomly grab and hump me.
Camera up.
You want to take a 3-hour shit? Sorry, not feeling loved. Can't do it.
But it's quite a gentle sucking of everybody, in my opinion.
A gentle sucking of everybody. What?
That's not what I meant.
You're through to 1-800-DRAMA,
The show where you share your biggest dilemmas.
and we help you navigate them.
I'm Shaaba.
And I'm Jamie,
Come join us as we help people figure out if they are the drama.
because sometimes you just need an outside perspective.
And we can all expand our own mindsets along the way.
Wait, am I the drama?
Red flag, green flag, Shaaba.
Hit me.
Having plushies as an adult. And this was actually sent in by a peach, Lost in My Mind, and a few other peaches as well. It was quite a popular one.
Thank you. Lost in my mind. And all peaches. Obviously, we're going to green flag this.
Green flag.
Green flag. How many plushies do we own?
Many.
Do you want to see my peach plushie? Isn't she so cute? I love
very
her so
soft.
much. Do you have your plushies? You got your puds?
Yeah, I got puds. I got a little
buds.
egg with glasses on. I've got a potato.
Jellycat. Shout out to Jellycat. This obviously isn't spawned, but I'm obsessed with their stuff.
Yeah, that's where the egg is from.
Let's show off our little marshmallows because I
little-
just think they're the cutest. Right, because he's white and I have pink hair. Doesn't it
Yeah.
just work so well? So anyway, big green flag to plushies. I think the people
Massive.
who red flag this
Are boring.
I was going to say are missing out on the enjoyment of life. They've just been so force-fed that being an adult means having no fun,
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
that they deprive themselves of stuff.
I
And
think
it's
a
really
lot
sad to see.
I think it's an attitude with like a lot of boomers who are like, no.
That's for children.
Yeah.
You're not allowed anything to comfort yourself. You must be scared of your bills.
Plushies are great. And as you squeeze my peach, oh, what's the drama?
Sorry, I got distracted by the peach's booty. Like, it has a booty.
It would have been great if it had like defined butt cheeks.
like this.
Jamie, stop
Yeah.
playing with the plushie. Let's film a podcast.
What's the drama?
It's the month of the ween.
It is month of the ween.
I love it.
Squeezing
I love it.
peaches and month of the ween.
I love the spooky vibes. I feel like autumn, pumpkin spice, Halloween makes it nicer to be leaving summer.
I would totally agree.
I like sweaters. I like the cozy indoor days with warm food and cat cuddles and scary movies.
Yeah, and I found a really cute bed sheet today that was Halloweeny, and I really
did?
wanted to get it, except they decided to put massive spiders on the pillowcases.
Why would you do that?
It's just
Terrible
a bit
idea.
weird. No, I was on board until that point.
You've also been very busy with things that cannot be spoken about just yet.
Very
but
much secret
next
project.
Episode, you will know.
Yeah.
Watch this space. As we've said before, change is afoot.
The game is afoot, Watson.
The game is afoot, and we're spoiling you. We're spoiling you this month because I also have the music video for Ouija dropping. I don't know if it's going to be on a Halloween day,
Spookle.
but it's going to be around Halloween. Watch this space. Very excited. All right, Jamie, you ready to go fishing? Oh, spooky
Drama.
assholes. Let's go.
I'm on board with the spooky.
Oh, drama.
Am I the drama, Shaaba?
Always.
For wanting my wife to not enter my gaming room. No women allowed. That's very, like, no girls allowed. You've got cooties.
This feels very childish.
Yes.
If the post is as immature as the title, I think we already know the answer. Let's see. OP says, so we're a couple, both 26, married in December 2024. I go to the office while she works from home. Our
Right.
house has 3 rooms. The first one is our bedroom, the second is her office, and the third is for my gaming setup.
Right.
Interesting. So she has a second room to work from, and therefore you get the third room.
I was going to say, it almost feels like a little bit sad that in a 3-bed, I think it's very wonderful to have that space to be able to work from home.
Yeah.
But it feels almost sad that, like,
Hers has to be
because
taken
her
up by
job
work.
is at work, yeah, hers is work, and OP gets, like, a specific fun room. I feel like it should be a work room and then a joint fun room.
Yeah, and like a joint work room where,
Yeah.
you know, so like, but yeah, that's probably
Yeah, and then,
what I
like,
would
a
do.
hobby room for both.
I hear you. I hear
Yeah.
you. But it's fine. Maybe she also has fun things
In
in
the
her
office.
office space.
Yeah, maybe
And I
it's-
don't think it's bad to have like separate rooms either. I actually think that's really
no.
cool if you've got the space to do that.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, the idea of having... We don't do that. All of our spaces are joint.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't love having joint spaces with you, but the idea of like being able to kit out a room of my own does sound quite cool.
Yeah, but then you would just constantly be in the room I was in.
Yeah.
You're like that. You're like those cats that like they always just follow you around. You're like a shadow.
Hang on a second.
In the cutest way.
Yes, but also no, because I do think like if you're doing stuff, I will leave you to it.
Oh,
if I'm
yeah,
doing stuff,
Yeah,
that doesn't
that's
involve
fine.
you.
But I think in theory, you like the idea of decorating your own space, but in practice, you wouldn't actually like having a room that was yours.
Maybe. It's also the body doubling in me that is very...
Yeah.
Anyway, should we go back to the story?
We should.
Here is the thing, says OP. I'm a little protective and possessive of my gaming setup. It's the only hobby that I have.
Right.
I know the limits and I never play more than an hour a day.
A whole setup for an hour a day.
I mean, if it's every day, but an hour a day does feel short.
Yeah, very short.
I guess it depends on what kind of games you're playing, but sure. But for this time, I don't want her to enter the room unless there is an urgency. But she's not happy about it and sometimes sits there anyway. That's not where I thought the story was going. So you only game for 1 hour a day and your wife comes in and sits there, and games with you?
No, I think
And
maybe
watches?
just sits. It's like, imagine if...
And knits?
Well, like, okay, this setup, we've got a desk, or we do game from this setup. Imagine, like, I'm gaming and you want to come, like, read in the armchair behind me. Cool.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
totally
long as
fine.
she's not, like, just sitting there watching you.
But I think if he like plays these games, maybe plays with friends, and he doesn't want to play with somebody in the house, I think that's fair. If I'm like, oh no, like I want to go online and play Fortnite with my buddies today.
Yeah, if you're, like, speaking to other people,
Yeah.
you think it's not okay for her to be in the room if you're speaking
No, I
with
think
other
it's fine to
people.
be in the room. I would understand if he didn't want her to play with him.
Oh, fair. Yeah, sure.
Gaming
Like
thing
he's
with his
developed
buddies.
an online group,
Yeah.
which he does, as you said, like Fortnite battles or whatever.
Or
with.
if like he's playing on level 100 and she's level 3, I would understand why you wouldn't always want your time taken up.
You also just need to respect that some people have hobbies and it's very healthy to do things separately.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing things with you, but, like, if you're reading, I'm not going to sit there over your shoulder and, like, read the pages with you.
It sounds very boring for you.
I could pick up my own book and read alongside.
Yeah, or you could game whilst I was reading, or you could crochet, not that you crochet, but you could do your own hobby whilst I do mine.
I've got my own reasons, says OP, for not wanting her there. First, swearing is natural whilst playing competitive games. I don't want her to hear me doing that.
That's bizarre to me.
Second, it's performance anxiety.
That's bizarre to me.
Third, I don't like anyone present whilst I play. It causes disturbance and ruins the experience. Hang on, let's take these points one by one. I do agree with that third one. It can absolutely cause disturbance, especially if the kind of games... So when you say competitive gaming, I'm assuming this is like online play.
Look, yeah, I think if she sat there like...
This is like
trying to
shoot-ups
talk
battles.
and everything.
We do
yeah.
horror games, and when I'm playing a horror game, I do not like being disturbed because I'm scared all the time, but also it will take me out of it and I lose concentration. So I do understand
Yeah.
that. Performance anxiety, I'm not gonna lie, I think that's a bit odd, but like fair enough.
I think I
maybe?
would game better if you were there.
The swearing thing is really weird.
The swearing thing is the weirdest thing to me.
So do you not swear normally? Like in a relationship, if you bashed your fingers, would you go, oh, nugget?
Oh, nugget.
Because your wife's there.
Yeah, and like how intense does it get?
Yeah, like are you being racist or are you being so unpolitically correct that you're having to not swear in the same way?
Yeah.
Because you just shouldn't be doing that. I have so many
I'm
questions.
very intrigued.
Note, says OP, that I respect her boundaries too and I avoid entering her office when she's working, but she doesn't take gaming seriously, hence doesn't reciprocate that.
Right.
Also, I give all of my time, except for work, poop and gaming hour, to her only. We had a little quarrel over it last night after I lost a match. Now she's upset, but I don't feel like apologising. Am I the drama? Match makes it sound like it's perhaps football. I didn't even think of that because that's not the kind of games that we play, but like FIFA games, I guess, are a big thing, right?
Yeah,
You know, like
and
just-
quite
just-
competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, the overall vibe I'm getting, I'm mulling over my badge, so I want to talk it through a little bit first.
Sure.
I'm just getting really childish vibes. And like the thing that really sealed it was the whole, except for work, poop, and gaming hour. Like, why specify poop? Like, it's just a really bizarre thing because like as human beings, we do so much, like the showering and like brushing your teeth and going for like a walk. And I'm sure there are other
Maybe
things.
he's just a typical lad's lad who does a very long poop and therefore it was
That's-
worth adding to the list.
Okay.
I don't know. I do think it's a bit silly though to be like, and this is part of my justification because she works in her office and I don't go there. Yeah, because you're working yourself. Like
Yeah,
your gaming
yeah.
is out of hours, her working is whilst you're in an office, right?
Yeah,
that feels a bit odd to me. It doesn't feel like equal. At the same time, I feel like I'm being quite critical to him, I do also understand his point. If you're only doing something alone for an hour, you do deserve, when in a relationship, if you want to do something for an hour alone, you can do that.
That's why I'm torn.
Yeah.
Because I completely get somebody just wanting an hour of downtime, alone time, or like some time with their friends, because that's probably what is happening if it's like online gaming, where somebody else isn't there and you just get to like chill out for a bit. However, it's the description of like, I'm possessive of my gaming setup. I don't want her to enter the room. Like, that doesn't just sound...
Performance anxiety.
Yeah, it doesn't just sound like you don't want her to sit in the room with you. It literally sounds like she can't even come in at all during that time. And that feels a bit weird to like ban somebody from entering a certain space in their own home. If I'm playing a game, you just coming into the room wouldn't disturb me. Does that make sense?
It would disturb me.
But like, okay, if you're playing a horror game and like you would text.
But I understand if you're like, you know, if someone's coming in and they're talking to you, or even if they're not talking about like they're hoovering or something, you're like, what is going on? Like, it can be frustrating.
I feel...
All I'm saying is it's an hour. I do get that.
Yeah, I just feel torn because like I'm not liking some of the wording here and the tone.
I hear you.
But I also think people
just
do
because
deserve
someone
downtime.
may not be getting the right vibe doesn't mean that we call them the drama just because we don't like the way their personality is coming across. I don't know. For me, I think I've got my badge.
I feel like it's quite soft, like trivial. So what I'm gonna give. I
I'm
don't
going to
mean
say
it harshly.
everybody sucks
Yes, I'm at everybody sucks here because I think like saying like you're possessive of your gaming setup and you don't like anyone's presence whilst you play and you don't want your partner to hear you swearing and like you give all your time to her except for when you go to the toilet, work and you're gaming out. Like there's just some things that sound a bit weird, like maybe over the top. But then I also do think that it isn't that difficult for her to just respect that you want one hour a day.
Right, it's just 1 hour.
Yeah.
I would understand if you were doing this for like 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
I also, like, this is not part of the question, just like for you. Do you not find it a bit bizarre that there's an entire room in the house dedicated to a 24th of the time?
And that's why I said, only an hour, because the setup of it being 3 rooms and an entire room just for gaming that
For
he's
1
really
hour.
protective over.
That feels a bit
for
weird,
an
doesn't
hour,
it?
yeah. And is it an hour on the weekend as well? I'm curious.
Maybe it's longer on the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we do need some more information. But I do think Everybody Sucks Here seems to be
Yeah.
a fair badge.
But it's quite a gentle sucking of everybody, in my opinion.
A gentle sucking
know.
of everybody. What?
That's not what I meant. I'm saying it's a gentle badge. Everybody only sucks a bit.
Do you hear that, Peaches? Everybody only sucks a bit. You only suck a bit.
Leave me alone.
My point being...
Your point.
I do think that a really easy resolution for this is just communication. I would so totally understand, especially as they're new words, to be like, hey, routinely, I like to game with my buddies for an hour a day. I love spending time with you. This is just something that I'd really like to keep by myself. Is that okay? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's so totally fine. And I think if she was to say no to that, that would seem really not okay.
Yeah.
I think what's not right for me is the justifications just sound like that's not what it's for.
Yeah.
If you'd said, hey, I just like having some personal time, so fine.
Yeah, and I question whether it's truly her presence whilst he's gaming or if it is just you're not allowed in this room because protective and possessive of my gaming setup.
The word possessive's a bit bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, the vibes are a bit off for me.
Should we see what other people have to say?
I would really love that. I mean, there are some red flags here. Not wanting your wife to hear you swear is kind of sexist. Also, performance anxiety. You're playing video games, not a contestant in a professional sports match. Get over yourself.
I actually don't like this comment. I don't understand the sexist thing.
Maybe the vibe they're getting from OP is like, oh, no, I can't swear in front of a woman. We don't do that.
Oh.
Which I didn't
didn't
even
read it
think
that way.
about. I just thought maybe he thought his wife might judge him for swearing.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think of it as like, oh no, she can't handle it. You can't handle the truth. But I really don't like the second part of this comment, to be like, oh, get over yourself.
Well,
What, performance anxiety of gaming? Psh. Like, sometimes people are super competitive over it. It doesn't need to be a thing that makes you money. You don't need to be a pro gamer or a pro footballer to feel passionate about wanting to better yourself or something. I find that really weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't say get over yourself, but like I do find it a little bit bizarre, like the performance anxiety thing in front of your wife. Because like surely if you're really that into gaming, you're performing in front of other people. If you're playing it online, you are performing. It could just be like I'm very biased with my own feelings and I wouldn't get performance anxiety with you, my wife, watching me do something.
Like, when we talk about performance anxiety, is this like, oh, I can't pee because there's someone in the room? Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be good at peeing to feel scared about peeing when there's company. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think he gets annoyed because he feels like if he loses and she's in the room, it's because she's in the room.
Or maybe
That's the vibe I
he's
got.
feeling judged because he's feeling embarrassed because his losses are not just with his team, but with this observer.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
But that's a him problem, not her being in the room problem.
And again, like, if you want to just be gaming with your pals without your wife present, then just do that. Like, you don't need to give a justification of performance anxiety for it. I don't know. I'm just finding that weird still. Someone else has said, right, I'm a woman and I swear like a sailor. Kind of wondering what he doesn't want his wife to hear him saying, because it must be bad if he thinks a grown-ass woman can't handle it.
I question it. I'm like, is it really about swearing,
weird,
or are
isn't
you
it?
saying like misogynistic stuff to your like boy buddies or something?
Maybe.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Maybe. It's a bit weird. I don't know how to feel about this one.
Everyone sucks here. You're married, soon you'll realise that your wife has no boundaries. If she's prevented from entering your gaming room, she's wondering what the hell you're actually doing in there. Thoughts are going through her head like, are you talking to other women, watching porn? Does he love me? Does he want to be around me? What's he hiding from me? Etc.
Really? Really? That's not where my head would be going at all. Being like, you're married, so of course if you're in a space on your own, she's going to think that you're cheating on her.
That's just unhealthy.
What? Like, what stereotypes are we enforcing here?
I do agree with this next bit though. God forbid you end up having a kid. Your private gaming days are over.
What do you mean you agree?
No, I do see it. It's like you're not going to be able to tell a child.
Do not come into my room for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you are. Well, no.
You can't do that to
What
your
I'm
kid.
saying is, regardless of your family, you are entitled to have downtime.
Yes.
If it's an hour a day and you're like,
But-
hey, I really enjoy my hobby and my hobby is welding with very dangerous sparks.
Yeah.
Hello, Jamie. Would you mind looking after Dinah Squish whilst I do my welding? Because obviously that's not a safe place for a child to go.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I know, but if like you're just sat in a room, your kid is going to want to come and see you.
All I'm saying is I'm getting bad vibes from these comments.
Sure,
I just think
am
they're
also
all feeling like they're coming from the 1920s. I'm so confused.
I am getting a bad vibe. Like, it can all be in how it's communicated. So what this commenter is saying about she's probably wondering what you're getting up to in there. If it has been this is my sacred space, you're not allowed in here, you're not allowed in my gaming room,
Then, like,
get out, it's going to seem really defensive. But if he's just like, look, I love you, we spend so much time together, I just want to game for an hour with my buddies every day in my little gaming room, is that okay?
Yeah.
Like, and just...
I'm also thinking, like, these places are not vaults. They're not, like, soundproof isolation boxes.
Where is she? Because if you're swearing and shouting...
Well, not even just that. I'm just saying, like, there's very little that he can be doing in a room behind a door for an hour that's going to cause a problem virtually. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You will hear things. I just think this comment is so dumb to be like, maybe you're doing naughty things. A comment has actually responded to that comment saying, it's weird that you're comparing a grown man to a child who doesn't or may not ever exist. These also sound like her problems that she would need to work on. By that same logic, she should follow him to work because she thinks he might be cheating at the office. I totally agree with this. As I'm saying, I feel like the comments are a bit bizarre on this so far. They're a bit backwards minded. Like, let the dude have an hour to game with his buds.
I wonder though, because the way he described it, I think if I didn't have you here being like, hold on, just because his tone and his way of describing how he's feeling hasn't come across
Great.
in a way that's
I'm
the
not saying I'd be
nicest.
friends with him.
Yeah, you were like still trying like take a step back and judge the situation. I think I would have been not as harsh as these commenters, but I would have a similar attitude of like, because the way he's written it, there's just something that's like rubbed me the wrong way.
No, and like, lean into that. Don't let me change
Like
how you
he
feel.
sounds sus in the way he's written that, because it's not
He does sound
friendly.
sus. I totally agree.
Yeah.
He is sounding sus, but she's also sounding sus, hence everybody sucks
Yeah.
at it. I just don't like how people are trying to justify it. Like, oh, you're not allowed to feel passionate because it's not a professional sports match.
Oh yeah,
I think
I
that's
don't
a bit
get
weird.
that.
Oh, you're not allowed to be in your own room because what about her, what she might think you're doing behind closed doors? That's just such a weird, unhealthy reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are the drama.
You're married, you no longer have my room or your room. There's something you're not telling us. Why does she sit there anyway? Does she just want to be around you? Is she doing something on her own? Is she doing it to get you to stop gaming?
I would like some more information about that. Like, is she sitting there
Yeah.
watching you, or is she just doing her own stuff and just
Is
liking
she
being in
body
your presence?
doubling with you?
Because that I
Yeah.
would understand. But if she's sitting there like,
Yeah, just like
that
staring.
would be freaking weird.
Yeah.
That would give me performance anxiety if she's just like, imagine.
Yeah, no, I hear
There
you.
is a world in which she is just being really creepy.
It's so hard to judge though, because we don't know.
Maybe we need more information.
We
Maybe
do
that should be
need
the
more.
overall badge. Who knows? But I
Yeah.
still agree that there's elements of accountability on both sides.
Although I do disagree with this. I think even once you're married,
Oh, they're like, there's no my room, your room, we share
like,
everything.
you share your life and you build a life together, but you are not fused into one human being.
You know, like those gummy bears that like
Yeah.
they've got like one arm and half of one body, but the other half is just
Yeah. And like some couples are incredibly codependent and will literally go to the toilet together if they could.
He's talking about us.
Yeah, but other couples are very independent from one another and will have like, oh, this is my space with my desk and my
So
gaming
right.
stuff in, and this is...
They absolutely should not be judged for wanting more independence. I think that's such a weird metric for a relationship.
Yeah, and the reason why those people tend to find each other is because like some people who like codependency in a relationship and like being close and being in the same room as each other all the time will work together, whereas if you've got one person that wants that and one who doesn't, that's not really going to work as a relationship.
Yeah, some people are just more independent. Just like in the same way some people like roommates, some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people like being super social and having a million people around. Other people don't.
Yeah, I do think this is a really like boomer attitude of like...
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, where have these commenters come from? Have they like been taken from a Florida retirement
Crawled out
park
from
or something?
1950s.
Like, what? I'm so confused. This commenter goes on to say, I've been with my wife for 17 years. I'm also a dedicated gamer and have plenty of time to pursue my hobby without feeling pressure or guilt for engaging in it. So I feel like this commenter's being like, therefore your wife is the problem.
Yeah.
If it helps at all, I don't pursue my hobbies, including but not limited to gaming, when she's unoccupied or wanting couple time. Typically, I'll cuddle with her until she falls asleep, and then I'll play games or read books or whatever else I want to do on my own for a while before coming back to bed. It sounds like what you're saying is, don't treat your wife like she's your partner. Treat her like she's your child.
I was going to say...
It's so weird.
That's like, oh, if Deirdre is unoccupied, I must spend time with her to entertain her and look after her, make sure she doesn't touch the stove. You're two grown adults. You can do things separately.
And watch a specific TV show and she doesn't, that's fine. What kind of relationships are people in, Jamie?
Do you know what's so dumb? I'm sorry. The next sentence is, she does the same thing, but in the morning while I'm still asleep. I'm guessing because you stayed up late doing your hobbies. However, that means that instead of you both doing your hobbies separately at the same time, but just in a different room or maybe together in the same room, you're just doing it whilst the other sleeps. You're not any better. That's worse. That's like you're sneaking around behind each other's backs.
And the only thing that's suffering this way is your circadian rhythm. That is what it's called, right?
Circadian.
Circadian rhythm?
No, circadian.
Are we not saying the same word?
You're saying
Circadian rhythm.
circadian. You said circadian.
I said circadian rhythm.
You... Can we have like a
Circadian rhythm.
replay of the 3 times that Shaaba said that? Because my ears heard 3 different words.
Your circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm.
Penguin.
Now that Maddie's done her replay, thank you, Maddie. Move on.
If you want a successful and happy marriage, communication, mutual respect and understanding are key ingredients, and this is a golden opportunity to work towards that. And
That's
also,
right, yeah. You want a happy marriage? Do everything that you love when she's knocked out.
when she's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's so weird to me. That is so weird. Just like, because like other couples will be looking at that and being like, it's really bizarre that you don't go to bed and get up at the same time.
I just find it really weird that you're suggesting that the best thing to do is to wait for your wife to fall asleep before you can do the things you want to do. Like, that just feels really icky.
Yeah, and then your wife's like alone time is
In the
whilst
morning
you're
before
having a
sneaking
lie-in.
around before you wake up. Like, is it just me? Or is this like a really weird snapshot of the
I do feel
forums?
like this is quite an odd comment section, yeah.
Have we just entered the Twilight Zone or something? I feel bizarre.
You are the drama. You don't get to be 100% comfortable at all times when you're married. Having a significant percentage of the shared home out of bounds for one person is rude. That I agree with.
yeah,
It
yeah.
cannot be out of bounds, but you are allowed to go and do something on your own for an hour. There is
Yes.
a difference.
I see this comment in the sense that, like, it's odd to have a third of your room space being taken up by just one person. It's
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
when the other person's using it for work.
Yeah.
But the 1 hour thing, dude, just let him have his 1 hour.
Yeah.
This commenter goes on to say, it won't make your marriage happier and it won't make your wife feel loved. Side point, but no one can keep their hobby to 1 hour a day. Loads of people can keep their hobbies to one side. That actually sounds like a considerate thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
And I just find that so bizarre, again, to be like, you can't do anything at all as a person that doesn't make your marriage happier. Sorry, you want to read a book? Does that make me feel loved? No. You want to take a 3-hour shit? Sorry, not feeling loved. Can't do it.
I get it, because this person is coming from the perspective, what they've picked up on, their interpretation seems to be all about the wife being banned from the room, which I do hear. That's bizarre behaviour, as if he's like, no, you cannot, like, this room is just off limits to you.
I hear you. I hear you on the room front, that's
that
what I'm
won't
saying.
make the marriage happier
Yeah.
or make her feel loved.
Oh, not the drama.
I get it, and I've been there. Non-gamers just don't get it. Non-gamers just don't get it.
You're not one of us.
Maybe try changing your approach. Explain that it's your hour to wind down and have some peace and quiet.
See, does this not sound reasonable to me?
Yeah, it could all be in the communication, and that's why it's gone wrong. Ask her if there's a reason she doesn't appreciate your request. Maybe she enjoys being there with you, watching you, but too embarrassed to say it. Video games are like taboo to women.
Ew.
Ugh.
Ew.
Very generalized
Ew.
statement, don't crucify me. No. No, that is ew.
I was
kind of on board with this comment.
There is like some objectivity, and then they went and said that.
Oh, just because she's a girl, bro.
I'm just going to chalk this whole experience as weird. I think we should move on to the next story and just pretend as if this one didn't happen.
Yeah.
Am I the drama for reminding my friend that just because she's poor doesn't mean I am?
What?
I think there's something in the water.
How are you feeling when...
Today?
Yeah. Opie says, I'm a 20-year-old woman enrolled in the laundry program at school where I pay a lump sum and they do my laundry for me all year. It's very popular at my university and they pick it up from my dorm weekly. I thought she was doing laundry at university.
Yes, I was like, oh, you're studying laundry? That's studying laundry. I had so many questions.
Like a course on laundry.
And no judgment. I was like, is this some kind of like hotelier thing?
Yeah.
That's like ultra specialized.
Hotelier.
Hotelier is a word.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
What is this episode?
I don't know.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it
lie, that
does.
sounds really good. Laundry is the bane of I was
They
gonna
pick
say
it up
our lives.
weekly.
It's Jamie's life because he's the one that does laundry because I just don't do it because I hate it. And no, to be fair, I would put things on the drying rack. I quite enjoy that, but Jamie just tells me I do it wrong every single time.
You leave them all wrinkled. You don't shake them out properly. OP continues, my friend is a 21-year-old woman is weirdly obsessed with this and constantly comments on it for some reason. She always comes over and sees my bag and has some random comment to say.
What, always about the bag?
I'm assuming. She'll say, how could anyone pay for that? To which I always say, why would I ever do something I don't want to if I can just pay someone else to do it for me? That's very privileged.
Right? I mean, I kind of get if you have that level of money why you would be like, stop having a go at me. If this is like a constant thing, to be
Yeah.
like, look, if I've got the money to do it and I don't like doing it, what's wrong with me using a service that's there?
But to me, like,
That's not immoral.
a
you know?
reply would be, I can afford this service and it's something that makes my life a bit easier and it's what I choose to spend my surplus money on.
This is what I want to spend my money on.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like, well, if I can pay somebody to do something, why would I do it myself?
Yeah, but I also think it's a bit odd of the friend. Obviously, if it exists, there are people that can pay for it. People choose to spend their money on different things.
Yeah.
If somebody wishes to spend their money on something which seems really reasonable, like a laundry service, why question that exists?
Yeah, unless it's envy.
Maybe. I would be envious.
I'm wondering if she's like this to everyone because that would explain why she has few friends. Oh,
That's such a horrible thing to say about a friend.
reminding my friend.
Oh.
Almost everyone I know uses a laundry program. Her unwanted comments make me like her less. She did it again and was like, what a waste of money. The laundry program is ridiculously expensive and no one can afford
I
that.
kind of want to know how much this laundry
Yeah,
program
I
is.
want to know because I want to know if it's like, oh, maybe OP has money and has friends who have money and then has this friend who does not have very much money, or if it is literally like maybe this friend really has like no money and OP has a little bit of surplus.
I'm thinking about this actually, and I'm wondering if I need to school myself on something that I just said. When we were like, look, if some people pay for it, some people pay for it. Do you remember when we were on US tour? When we came to see some of you gorgeous peaches, it was so much fun. Do you remember we were in that hotel where we then ended up going to nearby, what was it, 7-Eleven? One of those American...
Right, yeah.
A CVS?
Okay, we went I don't know.
And we bought laundry detergent and I was scrubbing the socks and stuff in the sink.
Yeah.
Because they did have a little laundry list, but to wash a pair of socks cost like $14.
Yeah.
And I was like, no one in their right mind is paying $14 to wash socks. That is quite ridiculous. And things like skirts, I had like other outfits and you had stuff that you wanted to wash, were like $30-40 an item.
Yeah.
Which just felt like a lot of money.
Yeah.
That I would be like, ugh, how can anyone pay for that? That's ridiculous.
But you say that to me as somebody where
Not
our
using the
money's
service,
shared,
where we both
we
realise-
both are like, whoa, that's spenny. But I would never.
Say that someone using it.
Yeah, it's just
no,
a
but
bit
hang on
weird.
a second, because also if you were like, no, Shaaba, I would like to spend $14 paying for my socks to be washed, I'd be like, Jamie, I don't think that's very good use of your funds.
Except we're a couple.
Right.
I would
Yes.
also call you out on it
You're
because
right.
our life and our money is very shared.
Yeah, whereas
However,
if a friend was like, I want to spend it, I'd be like, you do you,
I
boo.
might come have a little gossip to you and be like, mate,
Billy has really clean socks right now.
Bobatha just paid so much money to get a clean t-shirt. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, I wouldn't spend my money like that if I were you. Unless they're doing something dangerous with their money, then I would comment
Or
to a friend.
frivolously spending when you know they don't have the
Yeah.
means to. Yeah, but otherwise you stay in your lane.
I still wouldn't ask
hear
like
you.
this.
I hear you. Yeah, no, so I just wanted to understand the difference because I was like, well, hang on a second, I did take the piss out of the sock service.
Yeah, it's not the same. I simply said that I don't find it expensive at all and that she finds it expensive because she's poor. I'm not, so I'll continue paying for the program. She's furious that I called her poor, but she is. It's just a fact. Am I the drama? OP, I think you're possibly not the most socially tactful.
I was gonna say, like, and you have the cheeks to be like, that explains why she has few friends.
Like,
I question how many friends you have with this kind of attitude.
I understand if somebody's pushed you to this point, but even your earlier response,
It's giving brat.
it is. It's giving like Rachel from Friends before she had her grow up moment.
Yeah, the Rachel that needed to cut her credit cards up.
Yeah. I don't get the questioning of like, how can you just pay for that? But if your response had been like genuine of like, it's because I have the surplus income to do so and this is what I choose to spend my money on, maybe that would have helped her understand your perspective because she's clearly just seeing it from her perspective. I would never just go and be like, you can't afford it because you're poor. Like,
That's a very
That's a
bizarre thing
dick
to
move.
say. It's reeking of privilege.
Yeah.
It's reeking of assholeness. And not just privilege, but like genuine cruelty. It's giving Grinch. And like, you see what I'm saying? Like, legit, it's very, very rude.
she's giving small heart and green fur.
Yeah. And the thing is, I do think that your friend is being a bit of a turd in bringing it
Yeah.
up so many times. I can understand why this is just two separate occasions and you're saying it's happening more.
Yeah.
I can understand why that would be exhausting when this is just something that you wish to spend your funds on.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be a dick about it.
It's not her place to question what you spend your money on and to make you feel guilty for spending your money on that. It's also
It's not your place to
not
call her poor.
your place to call her poor and to have such a rude response. Like, I get it. Like, if people are pissing us off and they're frustrating us, sometimes we can be a bit snappy. But saying, like, you find it expensive because you're poor.
And then to be like,
Ooh.
it's just a fact. She is, though. Like,
Yeah.
one, poor is such a relative term.
Yeah.
We actually have no idea, as in us looking at this, but also generally with people and their friends. We typically don't know what somebody's needs
Yeah.
are unless we like have forensically looked at their accounts. Two, even if she is poor, even if this is the case, you don't have to say things just because they're true. Do you go up to people on the road and go, you're homeless? Who in their right mind would do something like that?
Yeah. Or do you go up to somebody who's not, like, conventionally attractive and be like, you're ugly?
By objective standards, you're a two. Like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, we don't do that.
There are some things you just don't need to say.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're just like, it's just a fact, that attitude means you may be rich in money, but you are poor in tact.
Yes. Are you ready for your badge? I think I'm ready for a badge.
I might have to be a bit of a cop-out and say everybody sucks.
No.
But you suck more, OP.
Yes, I'm totally with you. I think it's everyone sucks because, like, OP's friend was not helping this situation. But wow, OP, asshole move at the end there.
I hope you can use your surplus funds to purchase a personality transplant or some empathy or privilege classes. Because Jamie's looking at me funny, like that was a really sassy thing to say.
It was very. Wow.
I'm just spicy today. It's because of that katsu wrap. We had katsu
Oh.
wrap yesterday. They were bird's eye, bird's eye chili peppers, like the
Oh,
green
okay.
bird's eye chilies. They were very, very warm. They have no place in katsu. It's
I
very
got
hot.
really sad because it tasted so good, and then, like, every few bites, it would, like, my mouth hurt. I've had spices too much for me, but my mouth actually hurt.
It gave me hiccups.
Eh,
That's how hot it was.
Bad.
Yeah, it was a lot. It osmosis to my butt, but also to my sass. So that is why I'm spicy today.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
it's the chili.
I got you. I want to see what other people have to say.
Me too.
Let's see if they're as spicy as your butt.
Let's do it. Everybody sucks here. Ah.
She clearly is jealous and resentful, and you clearly are unempathetic, snotty, and not caring or savvy enough to handle this with any wisdom or grace.
Yes. You would not be Miss Congeniality OP.
No, pointing out someone's lack of resources isn't kind. Did you earn that money, or is it your parents who actually pay?
Good. That is a really good point. You are a university student. It is very unlikely that your resources are ones that you have, I say, earned.
I
There's
know what you
obviously
mean.
also privilege there, but like,
Yeah.
how dare you? How dare you be this privileged and
Yeah.
entitled and saying this about your friend when that's probably not even your money? Unless you're working like 5 jobs because you really hate laundry that much,
Yeah.
which I would understand and respect, but you would have said something like that in your post.
Yeah. I'm surprised you have any friends too.
Make that 2.
Yeah.
Make that 2.
Make that 3.
My thoughts exactement.
I really hate when offspring count their parents' wealth as their own and likewise hold a parent's lack of wealth against someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why. I thought the phrase was, I really hate when offspring counts their chickens. Is that a saying?
It's nice that you think of spring chickens. Don't count your chickens. means. I don't know. When you're in school, your brain and your personality are your currency because none of you are earning.
Yeah, OP has no personality currency. They are broke in this area.
They are. Obviously, there are exceptions. Just stop judging people for things beyond their control, especially young people. There is so much anxiety in this age group because of this kind of behaviour.
Well, I would say as well, it's not just this kind of behaviour. This is learned behaviour. This is generational trauma that we're seeing as societies purely from capitalism, greed, and an unequal distribution of wealth
Yeah.
that is not at all based off of merit. That's not to say that people who are wealthy don't work hard. What I'm saying there is there are 1,000,001 people who work hard, but only some of them get wealthy because of luck and privilege. We always, always, always have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, I hear you.
We are better off than a lot of people. And yes, we work hard, but we also have experienced a lot of luck and privilege.
I totally agree.
I can't stand it when people don't.
Yeah, and also it explains why OP was like, all my friends pay for laundry. It's probably because all of your friends are from similar socioeconomic backgrounds to you.
Children of the wealthy, born on third base and think they hit a triple.
Ugh.
That's such a
quite
beautiful
funny.
phrase.
Yeah.
And that is so true. Do you remember we were reading
Yeah.
about, there was a peer-reviewed scientific study. Participants went in to play games of Monopoly. Half of the participants played by normal rules and the other half of the participants played in a way that gave them a leg up. Like, I can't remember exactly how. I don't know if like all of the dice sides were six-sided or if they were given more money each
Right.
time, but they were given a massive leg up in the game. All the time, they won, right? And almost all of those people who had that leg up in the discussions afterwards attributed their success in the game to how well they played,
Oh,
not
they didn't
to
acknowledge.
the fact that they had a leg up.
Yeah,
And it's terrible, but I think it speaks volumes to how we are raised as a society.
yeah. Everyone sucks here.
This is not hard. And this commentator has given a nice phrase that could have been used instead. I hate doing laundry and I'm lucky I have the money to hire someone else. I got it. You think it's a waste of money. I don't care what you think about my laundry. Stop giving me shit about it. You can shut her down without calling her poor.
Yeah.
Yes. Mic drop. This is a pod comment to me. I so agree with this. Because sometimes it can be so black and white. Like we don't need to pit OP and the friend against each other. This is acknowledging that both of you have done something wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important because she shouldn't have been giving you as much shit. But you also could have shut it down without being a dickhead.
Yeah, totally agree. Everyone sucks here, but you're definitely the bigger a-hole.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's like exactly what our badge
that's
was.
our badge.
Scratch that. Was going to say everybody sucks here, but basically she's just mildly annoying. She's Nando's mango and lime.
She is. You're an arsehole who doesn't have enough money. Your parents have enough money to pay for the laundry service.
Say it again.
Yes, yes, yes. I imagine you're going to say that you worked summer jobs and founded your own company or some such bullshit. You are the drama.
No, but like seriously, it's an entirely different context because this person's a university student.
Yeah, like seeing somebody, you, who came from a background that did not have money.
No,
and
I grew up poor, so you can say it.
worked 3 jobs
4
during uni.
at one time.
4
Yeah,
during
not for very
certain
long.
periods.
That was bad. But 3 jobs consistently.
Yeah, you would not have the money to pay for a laundry service whilst you're a student.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm
and I
saying-
would have been irate. I would have seen that little laundry bag in my friend's room who could, and I'd have been like, yes, I'd have
Yeah.
snuck my sock in there.
Lol.
I would have.
But what I'm saying is, like, even if it's not super expensive, the chances of OP being able to afford it because they happen to work 3 or 4 jobs, unless this is so super important to OP, you don't work 3 or 4 jobs to pay for laundry.
Yeah.
And, like, to be done for you.
Or unless there's a reason that you can't do laundry or you find it particularly difficult. Because I can understand that too as like an accessibility fund.
I'd
going
hope that
towards
there
it.
was a
There would
fund
just
going
be,
towards it, yeah.
Yeah. 20 and in college, I have a secret to tell you. You're not poor. Your parents aren't poor. You get no medals for that.
Wee wee.
Baguette, fromage. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
You're the drama. You sound like such a dick.
Yeah, but like, I do think that's a little bit harsh though.
No, she sounds like a dick.
Yeah, she does. And OP has left us a little edit.
Lol at all the bitter people. Oh my god. It's unfortunate that her parents don't take care of her like they should. Paying for your child to have a door-to-door laundry service.
It's not taking care of them.
But that's not my problem. I'm not her mum and dad. They're responsible for their kid.
This kid just needs big lessons in privilege.
Yeah, you are being a dick. Like, massive. I actually want to retract my everybody sucks here because of how horrible you're being.
I totally agree.
You are the drama. You are a mouldy brownie drama.
Oh yeah, moldy brownie badge. Forgot that existed. Totally. Sadly, non-moldy brownie badges cannot be bought.
With mummy and daddy's
With
money.
mummy and daddy's bank. Oh, drama. All right, our final submission for today is from a fellow Peach.
Peach.
Over on the 1-800 Drama subreddit. Peach, this is I'm going to help you out. But first, let me just remind these peaches that if you haven't already, you can go and join the 1-800-DRAMA subreddit over at r/1-800-DRAMA.
Drama.
There were like 650 peaches on today.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
buzzing. It's a poppin'.
away blown.
I don't know why we're like speaking very bastardized, terrible joke French throughout today's episode.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's there for you to submit your own drama if you'd like to and to help other peaches out. I don't get to take a look at it as often as I want to, but when I do, I cannot tell you how nice it feels to see that other peaches are helping other peaches out because we can't get to every single comment. So the fact that like there is just a safe space with our values, you know, knowing that for the most part, people are going to be kind and genuinely try and help people out just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So yeah, go check it out if you want to. Meanwhile, shall we go and help out this old peach?
We should.
Do you want to show the camera what you're doing to my peach's bottom?
I turned the butt into a mouth.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Am I the drama for pushing my partner away every time he goes into toddler boyfriend mode?
Ooh.
That sounds exhausting. Sorry.
I'm intrigued. Let's go. Oh, Peach says, I am 35 non-binary and I'm struggling to be around my boyfriend, 37-year-old trans guy, whenever he goes into what I can only describe as toddler boyfriend mode. I don't know if I need to be called out for this. Call me out if you want to. 37 toddler boyfriend mode. I've heard of toddler boyfriend mode, but like not with a 37-year-old. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Opie says, around other people, friends and family, he is sweet, funny and charming, but as soon as we are alone together, he transforms into a different version of himself.
That is always a red flag to me. I mean, personally, it's always a red flag if somebody is completely different around like friends, family and other people and like acquaintances and strangers as compared to their partner.
I can see that. There are also times where I can be like, it's okay. For example,
There are some
with unmasking.
exceptions. Yes.
Or, you know, like there are some people who are just like really uncomfortable around other people, but
Yeah.
super comfortable with you. But I guess that's just
Yeah.
describing what unmasking is.
Or like, yeah, shyness, I totally get. But if they're like a completely different person.
Especially if they're treating you worse when you're alone.
Yes.
Massive red flag.
100%.
Totally agree with you. His voice changes. Kind of sounds like a baby Gollum.
Oh, dear God.
What does that sound like? I know what Gollum sounds like.
My precious.
I gave myself the ick massively.
He uses baby talk, i.e. please instead of please, or widow instead of little, and gets frustrated easily and whiny.
I mean, I do that very rarely and always as a joke. It's like if I hurt myself, I'll be like, oh, please. But it's always a joke.
I will say though, like baby voice, I'm quite all right with. Not constantly.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
really frustrate me if it was every time that we were alone. But when you're like, I did it today, I was like,
Yeah.
Jamie, I don't have any juice in my cup. You know, like
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I don't find that cringe.
Yeah, or I think I squished my finger in a door today,
Yes,
and I
you
was
came
like,
and you were like,
Shaaba, I need a hug. Like, but it's literally
It's a
when
silly
you,
voice.
Yeah, but
it's
it's
not
when
all
you
the time.
want that like caring response from your partner.
Yeah. But it's funny because that to me is not the same as getting frustrated easily and being whiny.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's not a personality transform.
No,
it's
it's
just
like
I'm asking
one
you for something
sentence.
and I know I'm being cheeky by doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this. He'll call out for me multiple times for little things like to help him find something that's usually right in front of him, or just to get my attention, even if I'm in the middle of something or working. What's that face for?
Oh, it just annoy me so much. That would just annoy me. I would be like, can you just speak to me like an adult human being? And
Again, I think it's fine in small doses.
Yeah.
Like, it's not shameful at all to admit that sometimes we do go into these, like, cutesy, goofy little moments.
Yeah.
Because we're wanting attention.
yeah,
But
it can't be
really
all the time.
sparingly.
Yeah, yeah, and it needs to be sparingly.
And also not if someone's working. I think, like, there has to be a respect to someone's time, for sure.
Yeah.
The way he interacts with me physically also changes. He is much more grabby and likes to grab onto me and bounce around, basically shaking my whole body.
Oh.
Like holding you and then like jumping.
Oh, I'd hate that.
I'm
Get
not
away.
gonna lie, I would not be a fan of that either.
No.
Or he'll get really close to my face, press his face into mine, or nuzzle his head into me whilst asking for kisses in a baby voice.
Okay, if you're wanting affection or like intimacy, and it's not like for a specific thing like a cup of juice that you're being cheeky with, or like a cuddle because you're feeling tired or something, but if it's like kisses and things and you're using a baby voice, no.
You're saying like if it's moving into the realm of like 18 plus nature.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's weird.
I do agree with you. I feel like most people would agree with you. The only exception that I could see it as being like not a red flag is if it was an acknowledged kink, but I do think that would need to be communicated with boundaries beforehand.
If it is from the OP's partner's side, it doesn't seem to be shared by OP.
Yeah. I'm not suggesting it is, because I do also think like we all do the baby thing sometimes.
Yeah.
But to the point where someone has gone onto an online forum with the peaches to be like, dude, help me out here.
Yeah, it must happen a lot.
Right? He's even tried to bring this kind of energy into the bedroom.
There you go. That's what I mean. Like, just instant turn off.
I would agree.
Why would you want
For me
somebody
personally.
acting like a whiny toddler? It's the whininess as well. It's not just the baby voice, because it doesn't seem like you're trying to be cutesy. It's like...
It's needy.
Yeah. No.
It's dependent. It's do you know what it is? Oh, that's why I love these conversations. I'm like, why? Because that's fine. For me, it makes me uncomfortable that it shifts the expectation of the dynamics of power. When it turns into that dependent versus like caregiver role instead of two equals. That's not something that I personally enjoy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Our communication is usually pretty good, and we've been very successful so far as working as a team to resolve conflicts. I've tried to have conversations mostly around the physical aspects of this and how it makes me feel disconnected, uncomfortable, and overstimulated.
Yeah.
Fair. To his credit, things have improved. He used to randomly grab and hump me, or get close to my face and shriek loudly like some kind of creature, and then laugh when I told him that I found it jarring and told him to stop. That would not be okay. The humping thing, it's annoying, but like, who hasn't done it once or twice?
Yeah. It's like if your partner's walking up the stairs and you're behind them, you're gonna poke their bum. You're gonna be like...
He's gonna poke your bum.
You do as well.
I squeeze your bum.
Yeah. Like the touching of the butt in some way. But it's like...
It's just irresistible.
It's cute, and it's never something that either of us have communicated to
that
like,
they didn't
don't
like.
do it again.
Right, but if they didn't like,
Yeah.
if you didn't like it, or if
You
I didn't
wouldn't
like
do
it,
it.
I said, yeah, I would
Yeah.
be mad if you continued. The shrieking though.
Oh no, I
Imagine-
would definitely hate that.
Imagine, like, no, not for me, not for
I
me.
don't get why it's funny. That is what a child would do to like get attention, to show off,
I was
to
gonna
be
say-
like, you're not giving me enough attention, I'm going to come scream at you.
It is attention-seeking behaviour.
Yeah.
And I question,
Why?
like, where is that coming from? Do you not feel satiated in your relationship? Do you not feel like I'm giving you enough attention? Why do you feel like you need to shriek in my face? Shriek is also, it's an interesting word, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's not like giggle or...
Make a loud noise, or
Yeah,
just yeah.
A shriek is a shriek. There's no way to say shriek nicely.
Yeah.
That would really piss me off.
Fair enough though, he has stopped doing those two behaviours.
Yeah. It's gotten to the point, says OP, where whenever he approaches me with this toddler energy, I move away. I physically push him off of me, or it will come out in a passive-aggressive comment. I can understand that. I don't think you're wrong. I know this hurts his feelings, and he says things like, I'm just trying to show you affection. I feel really bad after having these kinds of reactions, and I quickly apologise.
I feel like that doesn't require an apology from you. It requires this isn't the kind of affection that I respond to. This is not the affection I enjoy.
It's hard though, because what if it's a kind of affection that they enjoy? I kind of feel like
But then
in that
there's an
case,
incompatibility.
it's just an incompatibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
What makes me feel uncomfortable is that you're apologising because you understand the motivation. Because even if the motivation was with good intention, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. We can't just base it off of intention, right? So if your partner or anyone has done something that you don't like, and they've gone, oh, I'm just trying to do this, for you to then be like, oh, well, I'm sorry, then that told you off. I don't think that's particularly healthy. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming you for doing that. I'm just saying, like, don't feel like you need to apologise in those situations, because you are still entitled to be like, I appreciate that. It was still not something that I appreciated.
The scenario I can see is like, which I think we've done to each other sometimes in conversations, is I'm apologising for the way I just communicated that to you, but what I meant, I still meant.
Stands. Yes.
I just
yeah.
made.
I'm
I just
sorry I
said
sounded
it.
really pissy.
Yeah.
But my point still stands. Please don't leave your giant chunky shoes in an area where I've tripped over them 5 times. That was yesterday's domestic.
I've moved them now.
But now, says OP, I'm noticing feelings of resentment.
Oh, resentment is like mold.
What?
It grows unless treated. If you're starting to feel resentment, that needs to be something that you tell your partner.
That
and be
right
like,
there.
I am resenting you because of this. Oh, that felt horrible to even like say whilst touching you.
I like that. I'll be stealing that from you. What a great
And-
saying. Resentment is like mold.
It is though.
is?
It takes over and you need to deal with it. It's not something that you can just wish away. Once that starts growing,
Yeah.
it requires a conversation and communication.
For sure. I feel like toddler boyfriend mode changes our dynamic to one that is parent-child.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking
I
about.
could not stand that.
I don't feel like I can fully be relaxed and present. Does it give me the ick? Sure. But what feels worse is that I don't feel like I'm able to be present and connect with him. Interesting. So you're saying it's not even the ick that's the worst thing, it's the feeling that you've lost that security of a partner.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sad.
I do understand though, and I think that's such a poignant point that's been really well communicated.
Yeah.
When he's in this energy, we are not able to have thoughtful and deep conversations like we used to, and I'm starting to feel a bit lonely.
Oh, I was kind of starting to wonder if maybe OP's boyfriend just doesn't really know how to behave in a relationship. If maybe this is the example they've been set or something.
Is this their first relationship? Because at the age of 37...
Yeah, I don't know, because it sounds like their relationship wasn't always like this. So I don't know. I personally wouldn't like this behaviour. I would really struggle with it, but I'm trying not to put too much blame on OP's boyfriend, because sometimes the way we're taught how to behave and what we see as examples growing up can really get deeply ingrained, and it's so hard to shake that habit.
Definitely. And for me, honestly, when people are doing things that are particularly attention seeking, which is what this is, it sounds to me like maybe boyfriend is insecure. Maybe boyfriend feels really comfortable when he's in a larger group. But when with you, I'm not saying that you make him insecure, oh Peach. I'm saying like maybe he feels like he's not enough, like he's not good enough or whatever in his original state, and therefore is doing things to kind of like be a bit goofy and flirty, and it's just coming across in the wrong way. You know, like when people say, you're trying too hard, my love.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's where it's coming from. And so I'm trying not to like judge too harshly, but I do think a big conversation is clearly important.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because it sounds like you've already spoken, but the message maybe hasn't quite come across.
Yeah.
And for me, I think what I'm finding really difficult with this is to what extent can you quote unquote change a person? Because we shouldn't be changing people. And if this is what boyfriend likes to do and behave like in a relationship.
That's the other thing. It might not be a learnt behaviour. It might just be what he's like, and that's how he wants to be in a relationship.
And like we do know some people who are very like that, you know, who are like super playful or
not
like
to this extent though.
No, but we don't see behind closed doors, to be fair. But you know, like from what we do see, even around friends, like maybe there's a level of PDA that we would never do, or there's a level of playfulness that we don't particularly have.
Sure.
And that's okay, but like I know that I couldn't be in a relationship with somebody like that just because it's just not compatible.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is feeling like you have a parent-child dynamic with your partner whenever you're just the two of us, and feeling like you can't have like serious adult conversations or have that companionship because it's like you've got a child.
And loneliness, that like those are very heavy words, you know? So I think you're absolutely right for wanting to bring it up, but what I'm struggling with is placing blame or accountability. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think once it's been said, there is a responsibility from boyfriend to be like, okay, my partner doesn't like this behaviour. Is this an ingrained part of me that's just who I am and it's not something I want to or can change? Or is this behaviour that I'm recognising as I find it toxic in myself and I don't want to do it and I want to learn and grow from this? Because they're two different things.
Yeah.
And I think if it's the former, the relationship probably isn't going to work. If it's the latter, it seems like it's taking a long time for the message to get through, which also could lead to relationship breakdown unless it starts to progress.
Partner
soon.
either just needs to channel their inner camp rock and be like, this is real, this is me, or
Camp rock.
or they need to be like, sorry, this is coming from this place.
Yeah, I need to work on it.
Yeah, I'm not normally like this. It's for this reason that I'm not being my authentic self. Yeah. Conversation, big conversation is needed. For more context as OP, I've included our respective neurodivergent diagnoses, and OP just said to us that they themselves are autistic and boyfriend has ADHD.
Okay.
As I'm thinking that this might also be a factor. Personally, I don't think it is. Like, as someone from ADHD, I'm just trying to think about ADHD-ness, and I don't think it is, because there is masking and unmasking with neurodivergency, but there's also just masking and unmasking generally. That's not a like exclusively neurodivergent thing to do, ADHD thing to do. Everybody can feel more confident and comfortable and like they can be their authentic selves in front of certain people compared to others. But even if that is the case, if you are causing harm to your partner, which this is, not harm, that's quite a strong word.
Causing your partner to feel lonely and resentful.
Yeah, like having ADHD is not an excuse to mistreat your partner in this way.
It can explain where behaviours may be coming from, but if it's causing harm or hurt or upset, then
it shouldn't be used as a way to justify.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping me get there. It's also probably useful to know that he's going through some major life changes right now. A member of his family is terminally ill. He's made a recent career change and he's struggling financially and has just started ADHD meds.
I mean, it does sound tough and I'm not being heartless towards that, but I'm wondering how long this behaviour's been going on for OP to...
Would be great to have that information.
For that resentment to already be building and that loneliness feeling to be coming in, and you've already had these conversations. Has it really been going on for just since these very recent changes have happened?
And maybe it has, in which case this conversation would also help that.
Yeah.
But also, has it always been the case case? Because that's one thing that I'm not quite sure. Like, has he always been this way since you guys have been together?
It sounds like no, because it said OP feels like they used to be able to connect in a different way.
Yeah, and it's now entering the bedroom.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to be as supportive as I can, says O'Peach. He has so many other amazing qualities. I absolutely adore him and would be so heartbroken if we were to break up. I just don't think that I can handle any more toddler boyfriend. Any advices or perspectives would be super helpful. Peaches, please do feel free to get your fuzzy butts downstairs. Let's help out O'Peach here, but be kind. Very important.
My gut reaction advice is you need to have a conversation about that resentment and loneliness and exactly how you feel about it,
For
and
sure.
determine if this is just who he is and something that is part of his personality and his core person, or if these are behaviors that are coming through insecurity or worries about his life and worries about family and all of this stuff, and it's just his way of coping. How where somebody might feel quite sad and be quite down going through these life challenges, his response is to go into child mode to maybe
deal
elicit
with that.
caring
Yeah.
from you. And I think that is a conversation, and it might feel like a really difficult conversation and might cause upset on both sides, but I think it's important because progress isn't going to be made unless that happens.
Yes, and I don't know if this is me serving like too tough love, but this is genuinely how I feel. If it is that second, if it's not just who he is and it's how he's doing to cope with things, that is really immature and it needs to be dealt with if you're going to be in a relationship that demands maturity, which you do.
Yeah.
Because you deserve to not feel like you resent your partner. You deserve to feel like you can have deep, important conversations where you're sharing values, and
Yeah.
you certainly deserve to not feel lonely.
And you also deserve to feel like when things get difficult, your boyfriend isn't just going to revert into acting like a child,
And
because that's
always
not
putting that
fair.
demand for dependency on you.
Yeah.
Which, as you said, is not fair.
Because what if you need that kind of support at some point because things are difficult in your life and you would worry that he's just going to be child mode? So I get
Totally.
that. Do you have a badge?
I'm struggling between not the drama and no drama here. Because part of me feels mean for saying that the partner could be the drama just for being who they are. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I do feel like OP's communicated difficulty and a couple extreme behaviours have changed, but overall, boyfriend is still acting in a way that is causing difficulty.
So is your badge not the
Yeah,
drama?
and also frustrated easily and whiny. Like, I don't know. I couldn't put up with that
I would
personally.
find it exhausting.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to say not the drama, but I don't think your boyfriend's like a massive drama, but it's things that I wouldn't want to deal
Either
with.
way, UOP are definitely not
Yeah,
the drama.
yeah.
My question is just, I think that conversation would help like make a fully informed decision as to whether your partner is the drama or not.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we see what other people have to say?
Let's do it.
I think this was a bit poppin', this post.
You're a bit pooping.
Oh God, that would give me the ick so fast. You're supposed to be his girlfriend, an equal partner, not his mum or babysitter.
Yeah,
do you know,
I do
sometimes
agree
when I
with
see this
that.
post where I'm feeling like a little bit funny inside, it's so nice to be like, other people are in my brain. It's
Yeah.
good. We share a wave.
A wave. He's trying to force you to engage in his kink without your consent. Oh. Baby talk, dropping into a subby baby demeanor, etc. All of that reads kink, whether he admits it or not, and it reads that's how he default wants to live his life and relationships. You aren't compatible, he needs a kink mentor, and you need to lovingly exit what no longer serves. You've talked, he isn't changing, move on.
Interesting.
I think this is making an assumption. Maybe this is coming from experience and somebody who knows
Maybe.
this world. I know nothing about it, so I'm not going to pretend or draw judgment on this comment.
I could see a world in which it is
I-
a kink
yeah.
thing, but I could also just see a world in which it's not that deep and it's just like sometimes we do act a bit silly in relationships.
But it does need to be determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate this being brought up as a point.
Yeah.
Not the drama.
You are no more the drama here than if he had installed a full S&M setup in the living room without consulting you. He's choosing a lifestyle that is not compatible with your needs. I'm having a feeling that some commenters maybe know more about certain things than we do.
Maybe.
And it might have been that comment about how he's now trying to introduce it into the bedroom that's maybe leading some people to think that no, this is
It's
a kink
more than
thing.
just a, yeah.
Yeah.
OP, can you visit a relative or a friend for a week? If you miss your boyfriend, that will tell you something. If you feel a relief of his absence and dread going back, that will also tell you something. I actually think
That's
this
really
is a
good advice.
Really good idea.
Yeah, I would do this.
I also think, especially in these situations where if you feel like it could be his response to something when he's feeling insecure, you don't want to have to be dealing with that if your relationship is the thing that's in question
Yeah.
and you're needing that space.
Yeah.
Space is never a bad thing to ask for.
I think this is good
I think
advice.
it's a very brave thing to do, and I think it's the right thing to do in a lot of situations.
My ex-husband used to shift into playful kid mode whenever he felt like I was trying to talk seriously about something. I hated it. It started as jokey fun when there was something light, and it spread and became a habit. Maybe your partner is feeling unsettled and senses your disconnect. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
This is also another
Chicken and egg
possibility.
situation. I can see that, but at the same time, that if that's not what you need in a relationship, if you require a partner who is able to carry that load with you when things get tough and not act like a child, you deserve that.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think you need to talk to him and tell him flat out that the baby stuff needs to stop. It's turning you off in the bedroom and it's making you question whether you want to be in a relationship with him. I think that's a good idea as well. It's turning you off of the relationship in a not NSFW way, as well as in the bedroom. Because if somebody can't respect that, then you know it's an incompatibility.
Yeah.
And for goodness sakes, he needs to ask you if it is okay before he touches you or gets in your face and screams like a baby. And if you say no, he needs to back off. I feel like he has done, but yes, I'm really glad that you set that boundary, because that's just not okay behaviour. I have to wonder if it's his mum or grandma who's sick. Even mums find that kind of behaviour that you're describing annoying when their own kids do it. I wonder if they're saying this aspect of a family member being terminally ill could be what's causing him to act this way.
Right, maybe. I guess OP might be able to tell based on timing.
And I think we also just need to remember that with these kinds of posts, we only see a snapshot of somebody's life.
Yeah, there is an update.
Ooh.
First of all, wow. I did not expect to receive that many responses. Thank you to everyone who offered kind and non-judgmental responses.
I'm so glad that's the case, because yes, this post has got 25,000 views and 50 comments. Thank you, Peaches, for showing up.
Thank you. I was initially really confused by all the comments that jumped to "it's a kink," but after rereading my post, I can see how it certainly sounds that way. So, but I can assure you it's not. The reason being is that we are very communicative and freely explore these kinds of things with each other. And just as a test for good measure, one time while he was doing baby voice, I put on a carer role and he got the ick and left the room. Haha. I found it hilarious.
That's really interesting, though, that it's absolutely not a kink thing, which means it is mostly relationship thing. Which also makes sense because you're feeling some kind of way about like loneliness.
Yeah.
You know, which is more than just bedroom stuff.
Yeah. Now on to the update. Yesterday we had a lengthy convo about this. I basically shared everything I did here with a bit less harsh language. Through our convo, I learned that there is more than one mode.
What does that
in
mean?
the bedroom. He thinks he's using goofiness to cover his shyness and self-consciousness and as a way to ease into things, but understands now that it's killing the mood and is only easing us further into queer bed death.
I love that it's queer bed death.
Yeah.
Not just bed death, it's queer bed death.
The other mode he describes as something he drops into with his partners once he's in a trusted and established relationship. But through our conversation, he understands that it is not connecting for me and actually pushes me away. So it's a pattern that he does in relationships.
But it sounds like maybe this is just his relationship demeanour when he feels comfortable. In which case, I don't think it's right to ask someone to change that of themselves, you know?
He even mentioned to me that a past partner had asked him to stop saying "I love you" in a weird voice. So clearly this is a thing he's been doing forever. I didn't bring up the age regression thing, though I do think that might be an explanation. This is a multiple conversation kind of topic, so I'll see if I can bring it up as we continue to talk. He also confessed that sometimes he purposely annoys me for fun, like it's a game, which I told him I didn't appreciate him doing at my expense. He thinks it might be an ADHD thing, but either way, it's not something I'm willing to endure.
I'm really glad that you put that last point there of either way, it's not something I'm willing to endure, because that is absolutely the case. We know people who are like this, and we've, you know, been speaking with friends who have shared similar things, being like, gosh, it's just so frustrating, the physical teasing. But just because somebody has any kind of difference doesn't give them a right to burst your personal boundaries.
Yes, I would agree. I do agree with folks that suggested that this seems like some kind of coping mechanism or some vehicle that he's always used to try and connect with his partners, which is something I can understand, but I can also acknowledge that if this is the only way we can share affection, it isn't going to work for me. For now, I'm hoping he and I can keep the convo open about this, and I do have it in the back of my mind that if things don't shift, I will just have to accept this as who he is right now and decide what's best for me moving forward.
This is like, do you see what I'm
Maturity
saying?
101.
The difference between the 1-800 drama subreddit and the other ones that we explore, the maturity is Michelin star peach. I see you. It's so healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's so ironic that coming from a post about having like a boyfriend who goes into toddler mode, OP is seems so mature in their approach to this, and like you've not just like flown off the handle and been like, the fuck are you acting like blah blah blah. That you've had a really grown up conversation about it and communicated well, and he seems to have listened to some of that. And I do totally agree though, this is absolutely anything that's a behavior thing or a working through a resentment is going to be a multi conversation communication across quite a lengthy period of time.
And I do feel for you, Peach, because one of the things that I really struggle with is not having closure. And it feels like in this situation, you're kind of like extending that question of like, well, is this a good fit? And I'm so glad that you seem to be able to be like, well, you know, either it's going to work or it's not. And then I'm going to have to figure out what I want from that. But I also want to acknowledge that's a really hard position to be in. So kudos on you for being so mature and understanding. And I wish you the best of luck. Whether it's being in this relationship or not, you got to do what makes you happy.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I feel like this was a long one.
It was a long one.
Thank you everybody for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Super duper duper helps us out more than you know. So if you haven't already, please sub.
Yeah, it really does. And if you're listening to this over on a podcast platform, please give us a little rating because that also helps a lot.
Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Be kind.
Much love.
And have a great day.
Bye.